The contract says, repeat after me. I, your name, promise not to reveal any of the secrets presented by insert name here on enter date. Okay, very good. Now that we covered that, what is the first thing that a magician needs? The most important thing a magician needs?
A wand.
A what?
A wand.
Yeah, that's true. But there's something more important than a wand a magician needs, which I'll give you a hint. Every human needs. Yeah.
Assistant.
No. Every human needs.
Water.
Water. You got it right.
Yes.
Let me see if I can somehow find over here. Oh, I need cups first. Hold on. I need cups. Yep, I need the cups. Here's the cups. Here we go. And the water. Now, I take the cups of water I have here. I take 1 cup for me. 1 cup for everybody. I take the water. Pour some water here. Very good. Water. Pour some water here. Now, do you have a garbage can, by the way?
Over there.
Okay. Notice how this water is really water. That was your water, right? But this water is snow. Okay, now I'm going to give this to you. You can pass it, on yourself. You can touch it, don't eat it. Okay? In the meanwhile, I'll tell you what's the... Now, this is done by, I have this thing called instant snow, which is basically a powder. A form of powder. If you put it in a cup, even a little bit of it, then when you add water, that water turns instantaneously to snow. And as a matter of fact, this is one of the tricks they're thinking in the future to try and actually stop a hurricane from forming. If an airplane loaded with this kind of powder goes into a place where a hurricane is beginning to form, and they spread this in the air, it sucks the humidity, goes down, and that you can actually, theoretically, you can actually stop a hurricane from forming. Yes?
Do they sell it at ShopRite?
No, I'm not find it at ShopRite.
And actually, right below the store, you can actually buy stuff similar to that where it just like a gel.
All kind of different tricks and stuff, yeah. Okay, now, but who mentioned here that the magician needs a wand, right? This is the wand, right? So let's see if I can find one here. That's it.
It's a pen.
No, that's a wand actually. No? It's a wand. But let's keep that here because this is actually part of another magic that I have here. Well, I'll show you later on. Magic. Let me see. If I can find that. It's really the bottom, so. No, this one is not a small one, so. That should be it. That's the other one, and that's another trick came out. Okay, so that's the other one. Now, how did this big thing go in here? Any ideas? Yeah.
There you can buy them. They fold up in little ones.
Yep, they go down actually. This is actually a spiral wand. Takes just a few minutes here to put it back in.
How does it go up and stay like that?
I'll show you in a second.
Is it plastic or paper?
It's plastic. It's folded in such a way that its natural way is to be open actually. So when it's tucked in, closed and tucked in, it's actually like a spring. Thank you so much for opening the window.
Oh, it's
Just turn the wheel version. Okay, so now this white ribbon around, it's like the base of the one. And here, there is a little lock mechanism that you put it like this, and this is basically your one. Okay. And then all you have to do, what I did, I released this lock, and my hand was inside, it started opening up, and I pulled it out while it's opening. So it looked like I'm taking a very big one out of here. This was my own trick, by the way. Usually the way they do this trick is they hide this in their hand, they open the lock, but when the lock opens, they just hide it in their hand, and then what they do is this. So it opens. A lot of times you can also fly it out. As a matter of fact, let's go back. I think 3 years ago, I did the trick in Walton. I did some tricks in Walton. And then something very funny happened at the end.
Oh yeah, it opened up in the hallway.
How do you know that?
You told us that. And,
I tell you that?
Yeah, you were walking down. It opened up, and someone looked, and someone was walking behind you, and they saw it, right?
Exactly. This was in my pocket, basically.
Did it ever fly out a window?
Not out a window, but again, I had it in my pocket, and I'm walking out, down the hallway, and then suddenly this happens. Now imagine you walking in the hallway, and there's some teachers and people around you, and shooting out of your pocket. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're done with this one. Okay, so I guess this is the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I get all these out of here? You see it? What do you see?
It's a bottom. It's a tube that goes inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, usually this trick is done in a little bit darker environment, and people don't see it very closely. That's why I'm holding it higher also, because if it was lower, everybody will see what's inside. So this is a black container, basically,
Does it have anything in it?
which has, there's a whole bunch of stuff in it.
Oh.
Okay? I can basically fill it up with anything I want. And this is an empty container, but hollow. So when I put this here, it looks like it's empty, but there's actually another. This is called a production box, because you produce stuff out of it in magic terms. So now that we know the trick, let's take. Okay, you know what this is?
Laser pointer.
Right?
I have a couple at my house.
But I can do special tricks with this laser pointer.
I can line.
Now notice what I'm going to do here is something you've never seen before in your life. I'm going to take, where should I put this?
In my hand.
Let's,
Words. You turn off the light.
put the laser.
Would you like the lights on?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so you see the laser pointer right there, right? Now, what I'm going to do, something very interesting. I'm going to actually grab it.
Oh,
So now I have the laser, actually, I'm holding it in my finger, right?
Yeah.
And look, the nice thing is, I can actually pass it to what's your name? Show everybody. Give it back to me.
How would you do that?
This is done. This is done by something called a thumb tip. Thumb tip is basically an artificial thumb that has. Usually a thumb tip is just a hollow. Usually a thumbtail is just a hollow finger, okay? But in this case, it's a hollow finger that when you push on it, it has a little LED light in it, there's a mechanism, and it turns on. Okay?
How did you pass it?
Many times, the way to do this show, as a matter of fact, originally, the way you're supposed to do this show is you have both thumb tips in your hand, and then you grab one of them here, and you put it on the other one, grab another one, and give it to, okay. Get her from me.
How did you give that to her though? How did you give it? Yeah, I had a thumb.
No, she had this on her finger.
Like,
So when
she
I
would turn it off.
when
while
I took
would
the
turn it
laser,
on.
kind of the laser
Yeah.
pointer, then I moved it to this one. The way usually you do this trick is by you do it in a darker environment, like in a nightclub or things like that, and you take the light and you move it to the other one. You produce two of them, and then you make them disappear.
And then maybe.
Where do you get them?
What?
Where do you get them?
I know that.
At a secret magic store. Oh, you can. A lot of magic stores. Next one. Okay. You probably know
Cars.
this. This is not-
No,
You know this?
No, I do.
You put something in it.
Now, sometimes, in order to do magic, you need to have an accomplice. Okay? You know what an accomplice is?
No.
Somebody in the audience, where it looks like it's part of the audience, but it is not actually part of the audience. He's cooperating with the magician. So we're going to do this now. Okay, let me choose somebody from the audience. You, young lady. Okay. What is your name?
Sheer.
Sheer. Have you met before? Have I ever seen you in my life before? You know, I came here and saw you.
I don't recall.
No. And don't follow by that. And so what we have here is a box with some stickers. We're planning to do this with candy, but I thought it's not a good thing to do in school. Okay. We're closing the box, and then the magic word is
Put sesame. Open hocus pocus.
that's something.
Hi.
Abra sesame, maybe.
Hi. Hocus pocus.
Okay, hocus pocus or babaji babaji,
No,
whatever. Hi.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
And then the magic word, of course. And we go. And we open this, and magically they disappear. But disappearing is easy.
Oh, I know that trick.
The nice thing is how I make it appear in that nice lady's pocket, which I've never seen before. Can you look in your back pocket, please? Oh, goodness. This is amazing. How did you do that?
Oh, you did it.
This actually was
ask me.
transformed from this box
Look in the
directly, from this box directly into your pocket.
I didn't see it.
By the way, these stickers, later on, you can each take one.
How do you make it disappear?
The trick is, this has a double compartment, basically. It has, this is the box. But then if I close it, in the back it has this finger place. If I hold this here, what happens is, I'm going to open it halfway. What happens is there's an empty compartment here, which I can either slide it open or closed. So when there's something in it, when I open it, it gets.
There's a.
This is empty. This is full. Now another way, another trick magicians do. Obviously, most magicians, I don't want to say all magicians, what they do is all tricks, obviously. I don't want to say there's no magic, because who knows, maybe there is. Okay, but there are different tricks, and one of the tricks, one way to do the trick is if let's say I have 3 cards, and I tell anybody, and this is not an accomplice this time. There is no accomplice in the audience. I'm asking you to choose one of these cards. Just choose it. Okay. Now, amazingly, I knew beforehand what card you're going to choose, and I can prove it to you. What does it say here? Read it.
Circle.
What does it say?
You will select the circle.
You will select the circle. And he selected the circle, right? How did I do that? The trick is very, very simple, actually. Let's do it differently. You choose a different card. Don't choose this. Don't choose the circle. The star. Okay? How could I know? I'm going to prove to you that I know beforehand that she will choose the star. And look, in this envelope, I have a card. It says on it, you will select the star. Right? So depending on what card the audience will choose, I will decide to do something else. In this case, it was the circle. In this case, it was this one. Now, what if you would choose the third card? We chose the circle and the star, right? So let's say you say, I choose the triangle, right? And I did this. This is really amazing. Now, when this happens, usually the audience will say,
It's under all of the cards.
big deal, it's on all the cards in the deck, right? And then the magician goes, you see, it's on.
Is it back on
No
that
wonder
one?
it
Try
won't
the triangle.
Yes. The triangle has its mark. The circle is the one, because it's circle. And the star is the star in the envelope. So you will choose the star.
But
It's
how
very,
do
very,
you, I really don't get it. What if they choose it in their mind?
it's undermined. They have to tell you. They have to tell you what card they choose. And I prove to them that I knew they were going to choose that card beforehand by having, a mark on my wands. Okay? Again, a very, very simple trick, and this is a kind of trick also you cannot do more than once to an audience, ever. Unless you want to risk it, and the guy will choose the same card. And say, hey, you see? And she'll circle again. Okay. Next. You're familiar with this for sure.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
card.
I want to see.
Every birthday, everywhere, everybody does that. Right? By the way, this was the first magic trick I've ever done when I started doing magic for kids and stuff. The way it goes is I show you that the book is empty, and then I ask you to grab an imaginary crayon from the sky, just a black crayon, and I ask you to draw all kinds of things here, and then I show you that there are different animals, right? And then I ask you to get some color crayons, right? And then they can color. It's very, you see it everywhere, right?
Like, how do you
But what you've not probably seen is the actual crayons that are used in this box. So this is the color crayons we used for this box, right? For this coloring book, right? Crayons, right? Real crayons, right? Now, the real crayons we have here are not really real. And the reason is that once you color them here, they're gone.
What?
It's too magical.
Once you color them,
Do that. What? How will you make them?
now, where did they disappear? I have no idea.
Oh, no.
So basically it's a sliding,
How do you make it stop?
now this one is a magic trick that is usually done, what's called in-your-face magic. You have to be very, very close. You have to be very, very. This is magic. Do you see that? I'm using my finger.
I thought that was the wind.
My finger. Okay. This is usually a one-on-one magic. Okay. So it's not really a magic for a group of people, but the way it works is this. I have a key here. Okay.
How is it connected to the cup?
What?
No, that was the wind connected to the cup. But this key is a special key because I can actually use my mind's power to move the skeleton, rotate the skeleton, move the skeleton further and back.
Oh, I know how to do it.
You do? Sure? Can you do it?
Yeah.
Good.
I can do it. I can do it. I know.
Can I try?
You just need to be very, very strong to do it. You know?
Mine's power smart.
I know how to do it. I know how to do it.
It's a different key.
Yeah, I put it.
I'm not even touching it.
Tone of voice.
It's a different key. I saw.
Look here,
Guys,
look
guys,
here.
guys.
This goes there all the time, but this is a magnet, and magicians use magnets a lot actually. This is a magnet, and it makes this basically disconnected very easily. And what I do is, right at the end, I move it here, and I push it, pretending I pushed it all the way back here, and when I give it to you, it's just taken away. You can move it. Okay, so again, magnets here.
That was a magnet inside of it.
Speaking of magnets, this is, I think, the strongest magnets you've ever see close to, at least.
Yes.
It's extremely strong. It's so strong that if you put this in your hand and open it up, and I bring my hand underneath,
Can I hold two hands?
what?
Like if you put two hands, can it take one? Oh my god! Yes. We're not through the whole entire chewing box.
And this is used in various tricks. One of the tricks that I developed myself was you sit in a restaurant and or in at home dinner, and you have this strong magnet. Oh, there's a magnet here. Okay, anyway. So this I put this on top of my knee, and I position it under the table, which basically makes it a very magnetic table. And then I take a spoon, and I put the spoon not where the magnet is, but here, right? And I call the waitress, or I do this with my aunt once. I tell her, pick the spoon up. So she picks the spoon up, very easy. Okay. And then when I put the spoon back down, I put it on a magnet this time. And I put a drop of water in the spoon. Now the magnet at this point is pulling down on the spoon, right? So I thought, now pick it up with a drop of water, can you? She tries to pick it up, and it's really, really heavy. She can't pick it up. So that's one of the tricks we do. Other tricks we do is you can put stuff on people's hands, and when this is hidden under your sleeve, you just move your hand over somebody's hand, and that thing disappears. So it just sticks to the magnet and disappears.
My dad is like
Next trick. This is a cool but very, very simple trick. Volunteer, but right in the middle. You open up your hand, Now, everybody, I want you to just watch closely, okay? You know what this is, right?
I can't
Okay,
see.
you can sit down. You can sit down. Everybody sit down. Sit down.
Everyone's turning this table.
Now, this is a magic device. What's magic in it is that you can actually convert coins to different coins. Okay? So, a penny can actually turn into a nickel. Okay? The point is that when you convert a penny into a nickel, the problem is that that nickel cannot be the same size as the penny, because a nickel is 5 pennies. So converting a nickel into a penny, it has to be a small penny, right? So that's what you did. You can pass it. You can pass it on.
Just don't lose it.
What's on there?
Don't worry. It's a nickel. Don't worry.
Okay, so the trick. Let me show you the trick.
It actually has the head in the tail.
The way this is done is I have this little nickel, and then I have the shell of the penny. It's not really a penny, it's a trick penny. And that shell penny, usually pennies are not magnetic. You cannot use a magnet to pick them up. Because they're not made of, they're made of copper or they're not iron. So what I do is when I put this in her hand, this is the way I put it in the hand. And it looks like it's one coin, but it's not. So all I do is put a magnetic element on it. And that's what happens. It's a little coin. And I can tell you, no. I can tell you when this thing falls down, it's magic to find it. You need a real magician to find it. Very, very difficult.
Why can't you just use the giant magnet?
Giant magnet is a little bit too. Actually, you would use the giant magnet. What you would do, the way it's usually done is open up your hand. Keep it open, and then the big magnet is hidden under my sleeve somewhere. Okay? And then what I do, I swipe my hand over, and then the magic is really more powerful because all I do is this.
Yeah.
It turns right in front of it, and because it's under my sleeve, you don't hear even that noise, that clicking noise that you heard before.
Oh, because it goes on your sleeve.
Because it goes on
Can
the
it
sleeve.
get stuck to your sleeve?
Oh, as a matter of fact, this is really, really tricky. This is kind of, I wouldn't say dangerous, but when you carry it in your pocket, when I came in here, I carried it in my pocket and I went to the sign-up desk in the office, and the first thing that happened was that boom. So,
That would be a good April Fool's joke. Yeah.
again, speaking of magnets and stuff, this is a pen. It's an ordinary pen, but I think it's stuck. It just went dry or something like that. It's kind of dry. But the nice thing about it is that I can actually go through the paper.
I saw
I
that.
saw it. It's a magnet.
By the way, the kind of magnets magicians use. Did you learn about magnets?
Yeah.
You can do magnets, you can create magnets using different materials. And this is a very, very powerful magnet that magicians use also in hard drives, computer hard drives, called a rare earth magnet. The metal they use is different than the usual magnets you buy in stores, little black magnets. And this is also a rare earth magnet, and that material is much stronger than the regular magnets you know. She's supposed to do this with me, you know, that young lady I don't know. But I'm going to actually, she was supposed to do it. But now, this is done in such a way that you don't really see you doing it, okay? If it's, no, not so hard. Just hold it. Hold it. Yeah. Hold it loose. Hold it loose. And usually this is done by, oh, I think I feel that. You may put it in my mouth and it's like, don't be cool. Done there. So we've seen some shell point tricks. Okay. You know what this is, right?
Yeah.
This is a dime, right? And this is a
Penny.
penny. Now, have you heard of inflation?
Yes.
Inflation. It's when money loses its value, basically. We're going to take this dime, and we're going to take this penny. We're going to put the penny on top of the dime, actually. Okay? And I'm going to I made a movie, actually. So this is the dime, right? We're going to put the penny on top of the dime. Okay? Penny on top of the dime. And I'm going to give it to somebody. Should I give it to you? Lori. But keep it, I don't want you to lose the penny or the dime, okay? It's in my hand. Close your hand. Okay? Give it the dime and the penny, right? Open up your hand. Take the penny. You can keep the penny, but give me the dime. What happened?
I don't know.
Where's the dime?
It's inside the penny.
No, look, it's a penny.
Trick here.
Both sides.
Trick here is, no. This is called shell coin trick. This is the penny. This is a shell of a penny, and this is a dime where the other side is actually a penny. So I put the dime in the hand, I put the shell on top of it, and just before I put it in the hand, I keep the sugar instead. So it's one. Hold on, you didn't hear the contract.
Oh, yeah, it's so fun. I was just telling them about the
Guys.
contract.
Yeah, you have to do
You
the
know all the tricks now. Where's the contract?
Everyone's
Repeat at the camera. Put up your right hand. Get the
Yeah,
camera.
you have to do this.
Get the camera.
You have
Get the
to
camera.
do it with us. No, I think it's out of batteries anyway. It's not okay here. Okay, repeat after me. You don't swear, so it's okay. You don't have to put your hand up. Oh, okay. I, your name, promise not to reveal any of the secrets
Promise not to reveal any of the secrets
presented by insert name here
presented by insert name here
on and today.
on and today.